here from MEQ to talk a bit about how MEQ is working with lamb producers and abattoirs to really increase information available on lamb eating quality.
Yep.
Yeah, excellent.
That's
So what traditionally MEQ's been working a bit more with beef, but moving into the lamb space now. Is that correct?
From our beginning, we've been doing both beef and sheep. We see them both as really big opportunities, and so our focus is exclusively on red meat. We do both. We have tools for predominantly abattoirs and feedlots in beef, but for sheep, it's really in the processor space at the moment, and it's about capturing objective data on a lamb-by-lamb basis that can be used on the producer side to inform them on how their lambs are performing from an eating quality perspective, and then on the sales side of things, hoping to open up new markets and provide better consistency of product depending on who the customer is.
Yep. So how does MEQ work?
Sure. So the tool is a probe that is inserted into the loin of the lamb, and we collect information about the biology using spectra. We then run machine learning models on that to predict or measure intramuscular fat, and then we can provide that to the abattoir in real time so they can start making decisions about it.
Yep. And then that information is also passed on to producers?
Yeah, so we're investing a lot of time and effort into the data side of things, so that the hardware gets a lot of airtime because it's a physical unit that you can see, but we're spending a lot of time on the data feedback through to farmers. So we're building some online portals that allows people to see the data that they've collected, information from us, but also from others. So information about metrics that are captured in the plant, like weight, information about weather, rainfall, everything like that, and consolidate into a really easy-to-use platform that's suitable for both mobile, desktop, wherever you are. Be able to look at data through time, some predictive analysis. So yeah, we're really passionate about the data space. We have a very talented team of engineers on that product. So yeah, more to come.
And what abattoirs are these being used with in the lamb space?
Sure. So Gundagai Meat Processors is probably the one that's using it the most publicly. They've got a really good program around it. There's a few others in Victoria and New South Wales who are using it as well, and they're in the more exploratory phase. But we're getting some really good feedback and discussions, and I think as the industry sort of learns to adopt eating quality, of course the MSA system has just come out, which we're really excited about, and intramuscular fat is a component of that. So hopefully that gets a little bit of uptake as well, and yeah, it becomes kind of the industry standard.
Excellent. I think so. This afternoon there'll be more discussion around MSA for lamb and why that's so important. So from your point of view, why is it so important that we get this data, and how can it make farmers more money?
Sure. Yeah. So there's a tendency to move towards higher yield in carcasses, which makes a lot of sense because you want a lot of red meat. But you don't want that to come at the cost of eating experience. And there is a natural correlation between increasing lean meat yield with a decreasing amount of intramuscular fat. It's not direct, but there is a general trend for that. And so it's important that we measure eating quality along with other traits like weight and lean meat yield, so that we can make sure that we're breeding animals towards a higher eating quality, because we don't want to end up 5, 10, 15 years in the future with lamb that doesn't taste good, because consumers aren't going to want that. So we're really passionate about making sure that the lamb eats well to increase demand. And in the short term, I think there's a lot of opportunity for segmentation of the lambs that we currently produce into different categories. It's not necessarily that premium lamb is better or high IMF lamb is better. It's about getting the right lamb in the hands of the right customer. Someone who slow cooks lamb might not want high IMF lamb. They would prefer lean meat, so we should get that to them. And then sort of longer trajectory, making sure that we're pushing the genetic pool in the right direction. So we maintain lamb as a meat that people around the world like to eat.
Yep, excellent. It sounds like there's a fair bit of consumer education to go into that as well.
For sure.
So once we've got that data, so all part of the key, a key part of a bigger kind of move in the industry.
Yeah, there's a lot of different stakeholders that need to work together on this. As a consumer of lamb, I really like going to brands that have IMF as a distinguishing factor and buying that. But I'm an educated consumer, so I know to go and seek it out. A lot of people don't. So I think social media is a really important thing. I watch a lot of YouTube videos on meat, and you'll see a lot of people talking about Wagyu and highly marbled beef. It would be really good to see that starting to come through in lamb, I think, and starting to promote what's possible in lamb. And restaurants, of course, once they start putting it onto their menus. There's a lot of people that need to work together to build it out.
Excellent. And we were also just talking before a little bit about ag tech and bringing in people from outside of the industry to bring skills within. How you mentioned that you yourself didn't have any experience.
Yeah.
So anyone thinking of working in this space, what would you recommend? Sort of ag tech.
Yeah. So my background has no connection to agriculture, and I stumbled upon the MEQ company by accident. If you're not interested in ag tech, it's a really interesting industry to be a part of. You're fundamentally trying to help, make a real difference in the area of life that's really important, which is our food system. And so, whether it's meat or whether it's cropping, there's a lot of opportunity. A lot of previous constraints I mentioned in another interview that Starlink has, really helped now to provide internet all around the globe. And I think, there's been a few innovations out there like that can make us rethink, what wasn't possible before and now is possible. And so, I'd encourage everyone to get involved and, find a startup to join or a massive company to join and just learn about it.
Fantastic, excellent. Well, thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing where Lamb goes in the future. So
thank you.
Thank you again.
Thanks for having me.